The official Kenobi trailer dropped earlier today, and after some careful digging, I found some very interesting Easter eggs and clues to what we may see in the upcoming series. Hey guys, happy Star Wars Day and welcome back to Star Wars Canon. Nice and early this morning, Lucasfilm dropped the official trailer for the Kenobi series, which premieres in a little over 3 weeks from now. I wanted to get this video out earlier, but unfortunately I had work all day. But let's get into it. Obi-Wan can be heard telling someone, "They're coming, stay hidden or we will not survive." This voice line is heard as we see the Inquisitors arrive on Tatooine. Uncle Owen's in the crowd. Kenobi might be telling Owen to essentially lie low while he draws the Inquisitors away. Based on the teaser trailer from a few weeks ago and this trailer today, we know that Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine. Maybe he leaves because the Inquisitors are clearly hunting him, not Luke, and he's trying to draw them away from the Lars homestead. Also, when the Inquisitors are inspecting the crowd on Tatooine, we see Uncle Owen, but not far in front of him is a humanoid female with a covering over her eyes. This immediately made me think of Visas Mar from KOTOR 2. Visas was a Miraluka, a species that lacked physical eyesight but made up for it by seeing the world around them through the Force. Most of the species was wiped out by Darth Nihilus when he destroyed their home planet when a bunch of Old Republic Jedi gathered there, but maybe the Inquisitors are looking for any Force sensitives, and a Miraluka would definitely fall into that category. It's definitely a stretch, but hey, still fun to consider. Next, we see Uncle Owen telling Obi-Wan to stay away from Luke. Obi-Wan clearly wants to train him as a Jedi, but Owen's not having it. I actually covered why Owen was so against Obi-Wan having any contact with Luke in a video I put out just a few days ago. I'll put a card in the top right corner if you want to know that backstory. Then we see 3 Inquisitors gathered around a map table in the Fortress Inquisitorius. We can tell it's in the fortress because this lines up almost perfectly with another shot from the teaser trailer. There are a couple of cool details here. First, the name of the planet they're looking at on the map is Mapuzo. This is a really deep-cut reference to the Alliance Intelligence Reports, which was a book that went along with the game Star Wars: The Role-Playing Game by West End Games from 1995. Mapuzo was a planet in the Mid-Rim, which had ties to the Grant's Confederacy, which was a coalition of bounty hunters who were hostile to the Rebel Alliance. I'm guessing that this is the planet we keep seeing Obi-Wan on in these trailers. I'm not sure exactly why he would go there, but it makes sense that there would be a lot of bounty hunters there who the Empire could hire to track him down. One more quick note before we move on to the next shot. The chair that the Inquisitors are all gathered around looks just like Vader's castle. I'm guessing this is actually what we saw in the teaser trailer too. This has got to be Vader's chair when he meets with the Inquisitors. Also, if you look in the background of this shot, you can see what I'm pretty sure are lightsabers from the Jedi that the Inquisitors have killed. Makes sense that Vader would display them as trophies.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
We then see what I think are 3 probe droids being launched from the Fortress Inquisitorius. These look just like the probe droid capsules that are launched from the Star Destroyers in Empire when they're looking for the Rebel base. We'll actually see a probe droid later in the trailer too. Then we again see Reva and the green milk from the teaser trailer. I'm guessing that this is the planet Mapuzo again. We can see blaster shots in the distance, which is probably Kenobi fighting the bounty hunters from a later shot in the trailer. In the background, we also see in Orbesh writing Jawa's Market. Again, probably not important, but it's a fun little Easter egg. Next we see Obi-Wan's wanted poster, which is being transmitted to someone. I'm guessing the bounty hunters on Mapuzo based on what Reva is saying when we see it. If you translate the poster into English, it reads, "Transmitting, wanted, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Offenses, high treason. Bounty upon capture." Seems like Vader and the Inquisitors are trying to take Obi-Wan alive, which is going to be a lot more interesting for us to watch and a lot harder for them to do. Immediately after the wanted poster, we see Obi-Wan fighting a bounty hunter droid who I'm pretty sure is 4LOM from Empire. The eyes in particular look exactly the same. Also, when we get the shot of 4LOM, we can once again see the word milk in the background. But seriously, what's up with all the milk in the Kenobi trailers? Next we see Kenobi fighting an Iridonian Zabrak. I see a lot of other YouTubers calling this guy a Dathomiri Zabrak, but that's incorrect. Iridonian Zabraks, like Beodur from KOTOR 2, had much lighter colored skin tones as opposed to the Dathomiri Zabraks like Maul and Savage Opress, who were red, orange, or yellow. This guy does have some facial tattoos though, which was also classic of the Dathomiri Zabraks, so I can see where people are getting a little confused. Then we get another shot of Reva in the Fortress Inquisitorius and our first live action look at the Purge Troopers. These guys were one of my favorite aspects of Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm pumped that we get to see them in this series. It also makes me hopeful that maybe we'll get a Cal Kestis cameo. Who knows? These Purge Troopers appear to be Purge Trooper commanders based on their shoulder pauldrons, that's the orange thing on their shoulder, as well as the fact that they're carrying blasters. The other Purge Troopers typically used melee weapons. This scene does a lot more than just show off the Purge Troopers, though. Why is Reva's lightsaber ignited in the Fortress Inquisitorius? Does Kenobi go there? There must be some reason these guys are getting ready for a fight in their own base. We know that Cal Kestis and Seer infiltrated the fortress about 5 years before the Kenobi series, so it's definitely possible, though I'm sure they've beefed up security since then. There's a quick shot of Obi-Wan on what is probably Tatooine. He's taken out a stormtrooper, and you can see a wrecked probe droid here in the background. I'm guessing this is one of the probes launched from the Fortress Inquisitorius in the earlier shot. The next interesting thing I noticed was Ned. You'll remember that we learned this droid's name from the teaser trailer, where it was written on his chest plate. Ned seems to be defending Obi-Wan, who appears a bit blurry in the background of this shot. Also, the name Ned is again written very clearly on the droid's back. Ned also appears to be using an E5 blaster rifle, which is the same model of blaster used by the B-1 and Commando droids from the Separatist army. Maybe we'll get some additional prequel callbacks. Here we get another shot of Reva with her ignited lightsaber in the Fortress Inquisitorius. When I see this shot, I can't help but think that Lucasfilm is going to have Reva turn back to the light side. The way they've been marketing her just gives me that vibe. They really seem to be putting a lot of emphasis on her. Also, we know that Disney Star Wars has a really hard time committing to a villain being a villain. Everybody has to have a redemption arc, and don't get me wrong, I think the message of redemption is hugely important, but when it happens to everybody, it just becomes a bit mundane. Then we get a shot of Kumail Nanjiani's character. You've probably seen this guy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Eternals. From the looks of it, he's another Jedi who's somehow survived Order 66. If I had to guess, I'd say that this guy is actually the one who draws the Empire to Tatooine. We know that Obi-Wan sent a message to all the surviving Jedi to stay away from the temple following Order 66. In Rebels, Kanan's holocron showed this message, and I'm guessing that every Jedi got the same message. So it stands to reason that any surviving Jedi would know that Obi-Wan, who was on the Jedi Council, also survived. I mean, if I were one of these surviving Jedi, I would definitely seek him out, and I'm guessing that's what this guy's doing. Next, we get a shot of what I can only assume is Vader's cybernetic hand being attached. Awesome, but not really much more to talk about. In the next shot, we see the Purge Troopers from the side. These guys actually look a little different than the ones we saw in Jedi Fallen Order. They have helmets that actually look a lot more like Vader's, especially the back portion and the area over the mouth. No complaints here. I think the variation and evolution of the different trooper classes is really cool. Finally, we see Vader without his suit on, having what I'm guessing is part of his breathing apparatus plugged into his abdomen. I'm so freaking excited to see Hayden Christensen without the armor on. The trailer ends as we see Obi-Wan with Anakin's hallmark breathing in the background. Well, those are little details and Easter eggs that I noticed. Did you guys catch anything I missed? If so, throw it in the comments below. Also, if you like this breakdown, you may like some of the other videos I've been doing on Obi-Wan in anticipation of this upcoming series. Thanks guys, and may the Force be with you.